Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Mark, this is Spagavra's Garage. I appreciate you guys checking this out. So today, I'm kind of late to the game on this. I know over the last couple of weeks there's been a lot of people talking about it, but I wanted to come in here today and talk to you guys a little about something that's going on out there and something that a lot of people have been talking about, and that's comparing the upcoming Z to the Supra. And does that mean I'm gonna sell the Supra to get a Z? Well, let's talk about that. But first, so you see behind me over here, the red car, that's my son's Audi TT. I just went and picked it up. We got some work to do on it. I'm doing a video that'll probably come out maybe this weekend. And we've got a Cars and Coffee, or a Coffee and Cars here in Oklahoma City that we're gonna be doing. I think he's gonna come out, I'm bringing mine out, and it's gonna be fun. Oh, and I got my new plate finally, and I got a new radar detector. I went, I had the Max 360. I went ahead and sold that, and I got the Uniden R7. Worlds different. The range is incredible. 2 miles before I passed a cop that was headed towards me, I was being alerted to it. So we're talking 3.5, 4 miles range in a direct ahead of me line with some rolling hills. So really good. I'm impressed so far with the R7. I'll let you know more about that. Jesse and I have been working on the tune on this. We've gone through a bunch of different things, been playing with it, found that we were getting some overboost situations. Trims were a little bit too high, so we've dialed some things back, and we're starting to ramp things back up. So we've got a few more we've got to test out, but let's check out the plate and then we'll get into this. I ordered this like 3 months ago. Oklahoma takes a little while for these things to come in, so let's go. It's kind of the thing I say in a lot of the videos. So I've got another, for those of you who don't know, I've got another video, or another channel. It's a backpacking channel. It's called Spagavra Backpacking, and it's got, a little over 12,000 viewers, 12,000 subscribers, and it does pretty well. But it's kind of my thing, after the intro, I say let's go, and it's kind of the thing. So let's go. All right, I know the Supra is dirty right now. I got to get it cleaned up for Coffee and Cars this weekend. It's Thursday. I've got all day tomorrow. I'll probably clean it up, start working on the TT. We'll get that finished up tomorrow night. So what's going on with it? Alternator went bad, and so I just drove it today about 50 miles just on the battery, no alternator at all. So was kind of holding my breath, hoping I'd make it back here. No problem, got it done. We had charged it up prior to, so got it up here. So Supra versus the Z. Z's come out, or it's been announced, it's been officially released. I don't know when it's actually going to hit the market. It's listed as a 2023 Z. It's not a 300Z, it's not a 350Z, it's not a 370Z, it's not a 400Z. It's just called the Z. So we'll kind of compare and contrast Supra and the Z and see, is there really a comparison there? Are they similar? Where does one stand out better than the other? And you've heard a lot of people say, there's at least one channel out there I know that has the Supra, that's actually selling their Supra to get a Z, but they've got other Nissans and they're kind of sticking with that. Up front, I'm not selling the Supra. I love this car, and I think that there's so much good about this. And once they crack that ECU, and they're gonna crack that ECU, and I think it's gonna be relatively soon, probably in the next 6 months. I know for those that have been waiting, 6 months doesn't sound soon, but it's gonna be pretty soon. They're gonna crack it, and then it's gonna open up a world of possibilities for me. I know right now the JB4 stuff is going well. Like I said, Jesse and I have been tuning it, we've been working with it, tweaking it, and getting it where it's really doing, it's doing a lot. 475 horsepower probably to the wheel is about where it's at. We know others have dynoed right at 455, 465, so we're being pretty aggressive with this one. We've done some things, we've had to back some things off because numbers were just a little too high, and it wasn't as stable as what we'd like it to be. So, all right, let's get into this. Z. So you're looking at a 400 horsepower. It's a 3-liter V6. It's the same thing that's in the Q60 Red Sport. So 400 horsepower there. Now we know that one is in like the 4.7 second 0 to 60 time. So not a great 0 to 60 time. Sorry, bugs all over the place. But not a great 0 to 60 time. They said if you look at the 370Z, take about, you know, 15% off of that. So you're looking somewhere in the 4.2 to 4.7 0 to 60 range is what we've come up with. That it's going to be somewhere in there. You know, this is listed at 3.9. I've gotten a 3.6 out of this. Is it faster? No, it's definitely not going to be faster. 400 horsepower. You know, that's their big thing. Hey, it's 400 horsepower. This is only 382, 385, whatever the hell it is. But we all know that's not what it is. From the factory stock, they're dynoing at 385. I mean, anywhere from, you know, on the low end, we've seen some that have done like 350, but up to 385, 390. And when you factor that in, when you do the 85%, you know, 15% drivetrain, when you're talking flywheel, you're talking 450 horsepower. So there's about a 50 horsepower difference really between what the what the Z is going to do and what the Supra's doing. And that's what shows, that's where you're seeing that big difference in the 0 to 60 times. But there are two things that really set the Z apart, and the enthusiasts out there are going to jump to that Z. And those two things are, not only is it offered in a 9-speed automatic, you've got the 8-speed automatic in here, the ZF transmission in the Supra, but it's also offered in a 6-speed manual. And so those purists out there that have wanted the manual in the Supra, well, if they were on the fence going between the two and they really wanted the manual, they're gonna jump to the Z because it is available in a manual. It has a couple of different packages out there, standard, performance. I'm not, look, looks are completely subjective. What you like is what you like. Hey, if you like the Supra, you're right. If you like the Nissan, you're right. Just go with what you like. Who gives a shit what other people think? It's your car. Go with what you like. All right, so there's the manual transmission. A lot of people are going to jump to it because of that. But I think the biggest deal, the biggest differentiator, so the 2022 A91 CF edition. So I've got the A91. In 22, they came out with the CF edition, which adds a little bit of carbon fiber. So the side skirts, the lip, the diffuser or spats are in carbon fiber on the A91 CF edition. But the amount of money that adds is absolutely crazy. Just absolutely crazy. We go from a $56,000, $57,000 price tag on this to the new 2022 CF edition that has the same motor, has a different interior because it went with a red and black motif rather than the black and blue. I personally don't like it at all. I know a lot of other people have said they love it. But because of that carbon fiber edition, $65,000, $64,900 or something like that, $64,500 is the MSRP for that edition. Contrast that to the Z, which, while we don't have official numbers yet, the number that's been thrown out there is it's going to start at $40,000, or right around $40,000. That's a huge difference. $40,000 actually comes in under the 4-cylinder, the 2.0 Supra. So you can get a 400 horsepower V6 twin turbo Nissan Z base model cheaper than you can get a 4-cylinder Supra. Maybe this will wake Toyota up and the prices will start to come down to a realistic number, because $65,000 and then probably a dealer markup on top of that for the A91 carbon fiber edition is stupid. Anyone who pays that is dumb, and there's probably going to be a $5,000 to $10,000 markup. Now, don't get me wrong, I think there's probably going to be the same type of markup on the Z. I think you're probably looking at a $10,000 markup, so it's $50,000, but you're still, if you go $50,000 versus $65,000, it's still a big savings. And if there are mods out there that have been shown for the the Q60 Red Sport, if those mods exist and you can throw them onto the Nissan, you know, for 15 extra thousand, you probably have a monster that's going to destroy the Supra. So, you know, out of the package, the two don't really compare. Supra destroys it as far as performance goes, but who knows, after some mods. But the same can be said about the Supra. You know, you spend $6,000 in mods in the Supra and performance, get a tune, if you've got one that's tunable, and it is a ripper. I mean, 550 wheel horsepower is completely realistic to have. 600 wheel torque, but you know, hey, if you like the Nissan, you're right. If you like the Supra, you're right. Hey, I'm not going to argue with you. They're both rear-wheel drive. They're both fun cars. It's just about what you want. If you need that manual, look, you're going to lose in a race with the manual, but it's a more pure, enjoyable driver's car. Although, I've got to tell you, I daily drive this. I wouldn't want it to be manual, and when I want to have fun, this thing is a frickin' blast. But hey, Nissan, Supra, the big difference for me is the price. Nissan has priced it right, whereas the Supra kind of is pricing it a little higher than the market. And maybe the Z will help knock it down to where it should be, and other people get into the game. Now, there's some other talk about, you know, the Z isn't a new car. They've used replacement part. They've used parts from other cars, and you know, it's on the 370Z chassis. It's the motor out of the Q60 Red Sport. It is a JDM car. Pure and simple, it's a JDM car, whereas this is a JDM German mix breed, half breed, whatever you want to call it. But that's kind of my take on it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, any comments, leave them down below. If you haven't done so before, hit that subscribe button. Costs you absolutely nothing, helps us out tremendously. I will see you guys later on. Oh wait, one more thing. I've heard the Z, and it doesn't sound like this.